Basketball is my life. I have nothing else.
This is incredible. This is the best grade before I've ever heard.
Shooters. That's what we do.
Shooters, a basketball podcast. Let's go.
A bit of lag, but we're off. We're finally back. It's always good to be back. I feel like I say this every single week, but I miss talking to you. We do try to get these episodes out weekly, but life just gets in the way, but that's okay. We're here now. Jack, how you doing? What have you been up to? What have I missed the last week or so?
Well, it's been a crazy couple of weeks. First and foremost, preseason. We're deep into it now with the Jack Jumpers. We were up there, up north Tassie, traveling around there, doing a lot of camps, community work. Played 2 preseason games, which we'll get into shortly. And then we're up there for 7 days, came straight back. Future brother-in-law, my partner's brother, got marrying a Tasmanian, or married a Tasmanian. So look at that, huh? I'm getting closer and closer to becoming a full-fledged Taswegian. And then Beth was down here for 10 days, so I've just been hanging out with her, balancing the life of spending time with her and continuing to grind in the preseason, which is always tough. But it's been a good 2 weeks. What about yourself?
I was going to say, do people actually use the term Taswegian up down there?
I definitely use it, and
You do?
you'll definitely hear mainlanders be called mainlanders all the time. So I'm slowly picking up on it.
That's fair, Taswegian. What have I missed? I bought a house. Have we talked about that? No, I don't know. Maybe not.
You sent me
Did I
a
tell you
photo.
that?
You sent me a photo. You did. Talk to me about that process and how that's been. And are you living in it yet, or what's happening?
Nah, not yet. As you can see, my background's the same situation. But October 11th is our settlement date, so that's going to be. I reckon it'll come up pretty quick. So we're going to get some things in order, but it's exciting, and got the one we hoped for and we really liked, obviously. So I just got jealous of you signing on that dotted line. So I was like, it's about time we do the same thing. But bloody hell, the process of it is kind of just exhausting. Like, I don't know how many places you looked at, but it felt like we looked at a ton, and I just got confused about which one was which. And sometimes Jess would talk about, hey, what do you think of that bathroom? And I'm like, I have no idea which house you're referring to. So glad we got one. But that's exciting. That's the biggest news from my end.
That is good. What area? Don't give me the exact address, or we'll get too many fan mail to it. But what area of Melbourne? Are you happy with the location?
Yeah. So it's like southeast, like Burwood area. So it's kind of where I grew up. Kind of like it's not as close to work, but we kind of figured that it's too expensive around Paran where I am now. It's just, especially if you're buying, let alone renting, they just keep upping the prices here anyway. So, southeast, closer to family, closer to friends and stuff. So it's good. I'm looking forward to it once it's all in order.
Yes, 100%. The grind process of dealing with conveyances to getting all the official paperwork, dealing with banks. It's definitely, we're becoming full-grown adults before everyone's eyes on the podcast.
We are.
Look at us at the same stage too, from engagements, weddings to buying houses, and who knows, maybe we'll have two little munchkins running around at around the same times in a couple of years from now.
Just on the exact same life pathway. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? That'd be great.
100%. Well, with crossing paths, the preseason games have begun.
Yes.
And teams are crossing paths. We'll get started talking about the Jack Jumpers versus United, since obviously I am close with that one. But let's start it with, did you watch it, and what are your thoughts?
Look, I watched the first one properly. Second one, I think I just caught the highlights. I'm not sure what I was... Oh, I think I tuned in, but yeah. I was going to say, the preseason games, one, it's great the games are back, but 2, it's always one of those, it's going to feel it out games for you guys, obviously, and nobody's playing their proper teams and minutes, and proper teams and minutes and all that stuff. But yes, I did try to watch as much as I can, but it was just good to have games back on. But how do you feel out there?
It was good. First game, I was a little bit of a shocker. I'm taking no accountability for it though, as I had a 3-hour promo before the game, so I was a bit tired.
3 hour.
We're working. Spirit of Tassie and us were getting some photos done on the big boats, but it was good. But the main takeaways really is preseason's just all about, and the preseason games are all about just continuing to get better as a team. And so it's knowing what's acceptable, introducing the new guys into the package when playing against other teams, and 2 successful hitouts. Obviously, we're versing a Melbourne United team with, I think, only 3 rusted players.
Yeah.
And so they had a lot of their younger guys playing and different dudes coming in, some NBL 1 imports playing, which was really cool to see. But for the main takeaway, you're either learning to win or you're learning to lose. So we've played 3 preseason games now, and one against the college team that was traveling around. That was a close scrimmage, and we're 3-0 in practicing the way we play, getting guys to buy into the system, showing them that it works, and then obviously it gives us a lot of film to break down and see what we can improve on.
Yeah, 100%. It's just about like integrating the new guys, getting you guys back on your feet and all that stuff. But I was just about to ask whether you guys even won both of those games, but 3-0. You told me enough there, but yeah, I did. So I did watch a bit. I was going to just touch over like a few things that caught my eye, but I was definitely curious to see Jordan Crawford. I think everyone was like too much goes about people's heights and stuff. If you're a smaller guy, the pressure's on, but he can score. I think that was. I feel like that was always going to be obvious. I feel like he was going to always impress people, but from the stuff I did see, I was just like, okay. I'm starting to see the vision, which was nice. It's always good when you get to see your first look at these guys, and yeah, good to see Milton back out there and all those guys, and you guys integrating Dremic as well. So yeah, it was fun just to watch it again. And hey, the Blitz is going to come up very soon. That's next week, so it's sort of like a taste of that.
100%. With the Blitz coming up, obviously teams start to play around with their lineups a little bit more, try and get those starters playing together, guys getting into game shape, because once that Blitz finishes, you got 3-4 days to prepare for a game, and it's all steam ahead. And you know, in this league, every single win's important. You see, you come down to the end of the season, it's always coming down to points, wins, this or that, and if you can get a good start in this league, it makes a huge difference. So you'll see guys starting to put their foot down in that Blitz, coaches playing their lineups, getting a bit more serious, and getting ready to prepare for game 1.
I was going to ask, what's it like playing with a close friend in Dremic? Like, what are you guys like on the court compared to, I don't know what you guys are even like off the court together, but what is that? What's that like on court?
Yeah, it's always really good. It's a weird one because you do become close teammates with everyone throughout a season. And then, you know, that takes time. You can't just fake it. You can't create a relationship that's not real. And so when you step onto the court with someone that you're super close with, you already know that you have each other's back. So in the heat of the moment, if he curses me out for something, I know he's only got my best interest, his best interest, and the team's best interest in heart. There's no second doubting it. There's no arguments. There's no this is wrong, that's wrong. It's like, yeah, my bad. Let's fix it. Let's create a solution. And then on the court, everything's happening so quick. It's moving fast. It's more the little moments, whether it's little land one, the free throws, or sitting on the bench together having a laugh, warming up, the jokes pre-game and post-game. They're kind of the moments of where the friendship gets to blossom. When it's on court, it's just happening quick, and kind of everyone's your ally and then everyone's your enemy on the other side, and it's kind of happening too fast for you to take those moments of friendship or those extra little friendship that happens like pre-game, post-game, all that good stuff.
Yeah, it's cool. I was just always curious, like any sort of interaction or play between you guys. I was just like kind of staring at it because I don't know. It's interesting for me now just watching you play and when you talk about these people. But he's an intense dude as well. Like he's intense on court. I don't know too much about what he's like off court. I'm sure he's a bit more laid back. But I always laugh because I feel like if you tuned into your first NBL game or first game watching him, you'd be like, he's a serious, like he's intense. So it's a good way though. Like he comes across as just that ultimate competitor, even though I'm sure he has the fun side. And you're an intense guy as well. Like when you probably got a bit more of both sides and whatever you black out with your celebrations and stuff. But yeah, both of you are intense out there, so it's just interesting.
Yeah, no, it's good. He's found a way to affect winning, and that's with his intensity, with his hard nose, playing hard, being physical, and that's how you'll keep a job in this league for a long time. Is find a way to affect winning. But speaking of winning, we had a tough little run at the World Championship.
We did not win.
We did not win the whole thing. Would you like to break down game 1 to break through the games, game 1 to game 5? Just the scores, who they versed. Go through it real quick and let everyone know.
Yeah, I threw you off there. I put in this spreadsheet game 2 twice, but good recovery there. Yeah, it was obviously, I think everyone like if you're a Boomers fan or Australia fan or whatever, I feel like you'd say it's a disappointing outcome. But hey, it was great to see everyone rallying around the Matildas and then everyone rallying around the Boomers as well. So it's cool. But yeah, obviously game one against Finland, came out, played very well. Germany, that was a good game. I think I got to watch that one a bit more closely, which was good. And Germany just beat USA last night as well, so yeah, they might go all the way. That was a close one. Got the win against Japan. Slovenia was always going to be interesting just because people just like Luka, which was fun to watch. Like, it's always, I think he's known for coming on like camera and press conferences and kind of saying that like NBA is just easier to score than FIBA. So I was always interested to see what he'd kind of play like. But he played like himself and he still put up points and everything. But it's just interesting when a European guy has that experience and compares the two. But yeah, I think the Slovenia game was the one that effectively knocked us out, right? Yeah. Yep. And then, yeah, just got the win against Georgia. But the Georgia game was funny. Like, I felt for the guys because, like, you could tell they just weren't... Like, obviously, you're just not as motivated if you're not playing for those top spots. But yeah, is it awkward playing in that brand of basketball when there's something on the line, but not as much on the line? Is that kind of... What's that like as a player?
Yeah, it's always hard. It's always an interesting situation. You know, you always play hard, but it's hard to replicate the same intensity of, say, a playoff game or a must-win game. That when you score a bucket, that adrenaline hit you get isn't the same when you get a stop. The same level of intensity. And so it's only a few percentage points. Like, you can still go out there, but the overall emotional roller coaster isn't as crazy. It's easy to stay calmer, stay cooler, stay more collected throughout a game that is still meaningful, but not as meaningful as, say, a must-win basketball game, a playoff game, or something along those lines.
It'd be hard. Hey, when I was playing my domestic basketball, I'll tell you, when that brand of basketball, when people just like, if the other team weren't trying like at all, and they were just like it's awkward. It's just like, can you guys lift it up a bit? Or when our team was in a lull, like, it's kind of just like we have obviously no fans watching us or anything, but you're in that same situation, just running around, and you're like, I feel awkward out here. So I can't imagine what it's like actually being on that stage. But I'm going to ask, what was your top two takeaways from the Boomers, just in general?
Top two takeaways. Well, first off, I think what happened to the Boomers is what makes sports so beautiful. Without the Boomers happening, which people would have said they didn't get the result that we wanted, you wouldn't have stories like the Matildas.
Yep.
And so I think it was a beautiful analogy of what makes sports so special. Is you have this group of dudes that are, meant to bring home a medal, and then they play against Germany, who just beat USA, and it comes down there a minute to go, they're all tied up, and they play 23 seconds of incredible defense, and the German player banks off a three-pointer that's contested over a hand, falling out of bounds, and they lose a game by 3 points that changes the entire tournament. So, and then so you have all the analytical, everyone on Twitter talking about what they do wrong, what do we need to change, and you know what? At the end of the day, they missed out by one unlucky shot, and that is what makes sports so beautiful. That's why people love it. That's why the underdog always has a chance. They might have lost on a buzzer beater to Germany, not at the final second, but in the last minute of a tough shot, great defense, to a team that won the whole thing, and that could have affected their placement. And so that would be my first thing: is without the stories like the Boomers happening, we wouldn't get stories like the Matildas.
So true. Yeah, I like the way you phrase that.
Yeah, and then the second part, I think we can't underestimate how much it hurts without Jock Landale, and then guys not playing consistent minutes throughout a year makes a difference. So you bring in a lot of NBA dudes that are the best players Australia have, no doubt about it. They're incredible talents, but it's hard to step into playing 5 games in 12 days. So in my opinion, the two guys that really stood out all tournament that were really, really good was Josh Giddey, who's been playing big minutes with the ball in his hands. So his role wasn't different on the Boomers team than it was in the NBA. And then Dante Exum, who's been playing in Europe, coming off the bench in Europe, where it's been like, hey, get him the rock, go make plays. And he's been playing that consistent same role that he stepped into that same role on the court for the Boomers. And so sometimes that can be hard when you go from sitting in the corner and guarding the best player to, hey, the ball's in your hands, you need to make plays now, you need to get a bucket for us. When you haven't been working on that skill set every single day, you're getting paid a lot of money to fill a different role. Sometimes it doesn't translate when you've only got a couple of weeks to prepare into 5 games in 12 days. And that is very hard to do. So that'd probably be my 3 takeaways would be, basketball sometimes is a little bit of a flip of a coin. They miss Jock Landau, who's an incredible basketball player for the Boomers, that big presence, could also shoot it. And then, role transition changes a lot.
Yeah. No, it's so true. Like, it's that classic, I don't know, you could have all the talent in the world. You see it with NBA and forming these super teams, they call them, but it's all about the fit on the team. It's all about, like, constructing. That's the fun of it. Like, that's the beauty of it. You can't just get the top-rated guys on any league and be like, hey, you guys are going to win the championship because you are the top-rated guys. Like, it just doesn't work that way. And that's why that Exum shout is great, because I feel like he was sort of like a bit out of sight, out of mind in a way, like, because he's playing in Europe, and then he came in, and I'm like, I'm really enjoying him watching him play basketball, because it just hasn't feel like we were able to, or we have seen him that much lately. So those two, speaking of Jock, that was one of the points I had. I just think I messaged you halfway through one of the games or whatever, and I was just like, we could have used you out there, because there was times where I feel like we just needed more shooting, and we needed more offensive versatility, and someone like Jock, perfect, like he would have stretched the floor more and could create his own shot, but just someone like yourself, like, you love to get up a shot. That's great. That's what we need. You can't, like, the brand of basketball that sometimes frustrates me, like, being unselfish is great, but sometimes if there's too many passes, it turns into like a bit of a just shoot the damn ball kind of exhibition. So we needed more shooters, I think. That was one, and yeah, just at times it felt like Giddy and Paddy were like the only ones scoring, and then that leads me on to Josh, and I just think it was super impressive. I think that's a good point you made. He pretty much played a similar role he does for OKC, which probably helps. But I was just impressed by his aggression. Like, he was just like downhill, attack, and I didn't watch too many like full OKC games last year, but I feel like there was a different type of aggression with him, and it was probably like suiting up for Australia, suiting up for the Boomers that everyone always talks about. So maybe he was just like, nah, this means, like, I'm going to say almost more to him than like some of the 82 NBA games he has to go through. So his aggression was definitely one that I was like, damn, all right, he's developing, evolving very quickly.
Yeah, that Slovenia game against Australia, against Luka Doncic, they went down, they lost by 11, and it was tough. It's tough for all basketball fans. We're cheering for him passionately, but the bright light was we got to see a glimpse into what Josh Giddey's going to be as a future basketball player, as a Boomer, represent what he is capable of, his mindset, the skill set he has, and how incredible, the basketball player he's becoming / already is. And we got to see a glimpse of that in that game, in a must-win basketball game. He is not going to back down. He wants that ball in his hands. He wants to make the plays. He sees that moment, and he wants it, and that's what Basketball Australia needs. We need that next generation saying, this is my team now, and Josh Giddey, I think, did that in that moment, and that was awesome to watch. Yeah, no, it really was. Off the back of that, I got 2 questions for you. One, you got to be honest with these ones. Did you expect Josh Giddey to be this good this quickly? Because I won't make you answer straight away, but when he was in the NBL, like, I knew he was clearly good, but then I guess it's just maybe it's the floor space in the NBA. It's a different type of offensive game, but he seemed like he just came and, I don't know, it feels like this is old news because we know who he is now, but I just didn't expect it. I just didn't expect him to be this good so quickly, and yeah, full stop. That's all I have. Well, I did an interview, and I've always wanted to find it because I've lost the interview, but it was a newspaper article right after the end of the 36ers season, and I said, I think Josh Giddey will be the greatest Australian basketball player we ever have. And a few people looked at me crazy, that people love to hate on a young guy in the NBL. Oh, we didn't win, did this, did that. But at such a young age, his body is unbelievable. People don't realize how athletic he is. He's strong. He always stays on balance. He's in control. His ability to slow down, take contact and maneuver. People only look at athleticism sometimes as the ability to jump and run fast, but there's so many other categories of athleticism when it comes to basketball. You watch Luka Doncic and see how strong he is, how in control he is. He's an incredible athlete. And so Josh Giddey has that. You know, he gets downhill at a pace that people can't guard him, can't stay in front of him. And then second thing is what I just mentioned on is he wants those big moments. It's something that I'm not sure you can teach or train, maybe, but he wants those big moments. He's a great dude. You know, he was a great teammate. He was listening, willing to learn, put in the effort, showed up every day. He had all the traits and the characteristics for this to happen. So I think this was inevitable. He went to a great spot in Oklahoma where he got minutes straight away. And he was always going to be the real deal. I think anyone that would have said anything else that got to spend every single day with him, a bit delusional.
Yeah, you know best. I was going to say you saw the vision, but was that we got to find that interview. Was that like an audio interview or like an article?
No, it was an article, so it should be out there somewhere. Saying, hey, I think he's going to be the greatest player.
Jeez, I got to track that down. That's curious. Okay, that was the first question. Second, I don't know if you saw this. It loosely relates to like a FIBA World Cup and USA basketball and stuff. But did you see that? I think he was like a sprinter or something. Come out and basically just say, hey, he doesn't like that America when NBA players win the championship, they call themselves world championships as opposed to, I don't know what you want to call them, just champions or American champions or whatever. Yeah, I'm going to rate or hate that comment. Do you think they should be calling themselves world champions or not? You're off it.
Well, it's good because this is why I love Twitter sometimes, because people have been in heated debate about this. And they've been arguing back and forth, making jokes, making memes. You know, it's been intense. Obviously, Team USA just lost to Germany, so it's been re-brought back up. Yeah. And for me, I couldn't care 1 second about what an NBA, what they say, what they call. It's all irrelevant. Everyone knows that, like, what they have on a banner. What does that even mean? I don't care. The NBA champion's the NBA champion. The world champion of the World Cup's the world champion. If they want to call themselves world champions, cool. Doesn't affect me. I'll go about my day. And I couldn't think a single second less or argue on the internet about it. So that's my take on the situation. I don't care. What about yourself?
I like that. We need like a rate or hate or just I couldn't give a shit. That's part of that's an option now. I like that answer though because well, to be honest, I don't really know. I think like people in the office were talking about it and I was just like that's just America. That's just the NBA. Like and my way of trying to validate it was if you are good enough, you're going to end up in the NBA in some way. Like, so that's where it's kind of like a world game. Like, if you are the best in whatever league you're playing, you will be in the NBA if you're the best. So, but at the end of the day, it's probably not worth wasting much more breath on it because it's like you said, it's just if they call themselves world champs, cool. They can technically say like everyone knows it's the best league in the world. So, yeah. But I just wanted to see your opinion. But speaking of Twitter, you made me come up with question number 3. Maybe it's not even a question. But your NBA 2K tweet, like an hour ago, how you just like... I'll read it out. NBA 2K24 is out. You want an easy way to separate yourself? Get off the game. Get in the gym. And my view was, isn't it good like to have like an outlet though? Like you need those outlets, yeah?
Well, we could go into a whole topic or conversation on this. And I agree. An outlet is important for sure. But there always comes a consequence with everything. And so, yes, you can use that outlet, and it's good to have outlets. Getting on the game isn't going to ruin your career. But you have to understand that every single second you spend on that game, you are decreasing the maximum potential you have as a basketball player. And so as long as you're okay with understanding that consequence, then you can jump on the game as much as you want. And you can spend some time on it. But my tweet said, as it says, it is an easy way to separate yourself. If your friend plays 2 hours of 2K a day and you say, I'm not going to do that, I'm going to go work on my jump shot, over a course of 4 or 5 years, it doesn't matter who has the natural talent, the person in the gym is going to end up better. But really, I've been tweeting quite a lot recently. I put it in a little automatic thing, and all my tweets about NBA 2K get the most views. And so I might happily become the negative NBA 2K guy that says, stop playing 2K, get in the gym.
That's interesting. Whoever's in the gym gets the win. That is your Actually, no, I was going to say 2K can use that slogan, but that doesn't even make sense. That's the anti-2K.
That was a nice slogan, though.
Well, that's where I thought what you're gonna say, and I was just like, boom, well said. But in saying that, I'm keen to. I might jump back into 2K, to be honest. I don't know, but I'm not. It's all about that balance at the end of the day.
Yep.
You can't have one way. Yeah, I get you. I was just curious what you were saying on that, but very good. Fantasy basketball. Welcome to the SuperCoach NBL episode. That's what we're calling it, because we thought it would be fun to do a little. So I've made a team. I'm like, Jack, get on SuperCoach NBL, make your team. I'm curious to see who you put, and I did kind of say to you, don't just choose Jackies. Like, don't just choose. I imagine just like you sharing your screen one time, and you're just like, it's all men in green and yellow and white or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm limiting you to however many Jack jumpers you have in your team, but. Yeah, I thought it'd be fun for you to just choose your team, and we can just quickly talk through it. We're not going to bloody spend hours on this, but it's an interesting one. Yeah.
I like it. Well, I've gone through and picked my team. So my team is picked and sorted, and I had to keep it in mind not too many Jack jumpers, so I only picked 3. But I couldn't not go with the big 3.
Yes.
So we'll start with our starters, right? We got at point guard, we got Jordan Crawford.
Yep,
I couldn't not go him. $277,000. That's a bargain to me. We're going to see him get a lot of steals, quick hands, getting buckets. Who's your point guard?
My point guard. I'm very much like this when I used to play 2K a bit as well. I always get drawn into the young sort of prospects who haven't really even proven themselves yet, but they just have a buzz. So my starting point guard is Taron Armstrong.
Nice.
Yes.
I like it. And how much is he worth? I love knowing the numbers of the price. Well, quickly break down the rules real quick.
Yeah. So I think I used to do a footy super coach, but people are heavily into it. Like, people play it quite, a lot. But so the rules are, you basically just have a starting salary. I don't know what that starting salary is.
$2 million.
$2 million bucks to spend on however you want to do it. Draft the best team you can, and pretty much once you've got a full team of starters and 5 on the bench, goes round by round. However, there's different categories like point steals, all that, and you get points for those categories each round as each round goes by and each game goes by, and you pretty much just join different leagues and compete against your friends, compete against the world, see who has the best team, and you can make trades and swaps throughout the season. I think there's only. It says 42 trades left, so I'm assuming you can only make 42 moves.
Yep.
And then that's it. Yeah. Best team wins, essentially.
That's nice. And we will be starting our own Shooters Pod league. So we'll get that set up. It will be on the social media, on the Instagram. And the winner of the Shooters Pod league will get a signed Jack McVeigh Jack Jumpers jersey. So that's not a bad little prize. And we'll keep that going. Darren and myself will be in it competing. And it's going to be some good fun. Who's your shooting guard?
Shooting guard. And I was going to say, with the prize, if you want any Darren merch or whatever, I can make something happen. I'll do the best I can. My starting shooting guard, I put Bryce there. He's my captain, by the way.
Nice.
Have you seen your captain?
Yes, I can see my captain. I like it. Bryce was one that I put in mine, and then ended up trading him out late because I needed a little extra room for money. So I started with Bryce in at the shooting guard, but he got replaced. It's Milton Doyle. The big tree starts, and Milton Doyle is my captain at 344 compared to Bryce at 444. I think it could be a bargain.
Yeah, that's not. I can't blame you. I was going to ask, what's your remaining salary right now with your team set? How much do you have left over?
23,000.
Jeez. Okay, I've got 4,000 left.
Oh wow, maybe this is my first time, so I could be making some pivotal errors early.
No. Who's your first forward?
First forward is Jack McVeigh.
Well, funny you say that. Jack McVeigh. Jack McVeigh was a great bloke, by the way. I took him as my first pick. Just got it out of the way. I wanted it to happen. Yes, I was just going to say, it's just one of the... I was just like, I know I want him on my team. It's not really any decision, so I'll just chuck him in there first. So you were the first on the board, just looking all lonely over there, but now you got some faces around you, and it's looking pretty solid, I reckon.
I like it. Well, I think my next forward pick is my best pick. I think it's sleeper.
Can I choose? Can I guess?
Yes, it's a forward position, vastly undershot. It's 100% going to make me a lot of money.
Wow, 100%. Okay. Oh, I should have. Where's the list of players that I can see? Oh, actually, never mind. 100%. Is it DJ Hogue?
No, it is not.
Okay. I saw a lot of people pick him up.
It is Finn Delaney.
Love that.
Finn Delaney at only $200,000. Let me tell you right now, you know he's going to come in, fit that New Zealand playing style perfectly. He's going to be getting after the boards, in the lanes. He's going to be grabbing some O-boards, getting fouled, doing his thing. He's going to be a menace, and he's definitely my personal favourite pick of what I've got. Him and one other, I think, are sleepers of how much they are being paid. They need more money.
Yeah, give him more money. Heart and soul of that team. I love this. Yeah, welcome back to the NBL. We're glad to have you back.
Yes. Who's your other forward?
So I'm going to try to describe this man because I described you gave me a little guessing game here. So another forward. I don't know if I say that if it gives it away. He's either never played in the league before or it's his second season coming back. Okay, and I'll give you one more clue. Has mentioned that he would one day, in some capacity, like to go to the NBA.
Is this Joe Royal?
No, he's not, and that would have been a bad pick because he's injured.
Yes, I agree with that.
No, I tried to. You can have another one if you want.
And one more guess at the Luke. No, because you said no. It might be first year.
I tried to throw you off with those clues because I just worded it a bit curiously because it's
Jonah Bolden.
No, it's not. But I was tempted. It's his teammate, Denzel Valentine.
Wow, he can be played in the forward spot. There you go.
Yeah, apparently I just chucked him there. That's
nice. I like it. It's going to be exciting to see him come in and do his thing. Obviously, NBA veteran, a great player, Michigan State alumni. We got some buckets against them. It was good fun. But that's a good pick. Who are you sitting with at your centre?
My centre, big fella. He's my vice captain, Alan Williams. I reckon he'll have a big year. Big year.
I love that.
And
I love that.
Can we just touch on how bloody into Australia and like even AFL? I don't know if you follow him on Twitter. I'm assuming you do, but he's like, oh, you don't. Anyway, go chuck Alan Williams a follow. But he's very active. He's very like into his Australian culture now, and he seems to love it. Seems to love like the league. I reckon he's just going to certify himself as like an Australian and just all in. I think he wants to start following the footy and start going and stuff. And anyway, vice captain. I think he's up for a big one.
I think that's a really, really good pick. I mean, he's someone that can regularly put up a double-double. He's going to be grabbing those rebounds. He got better as the year went along last year, and I think he's going to have a great year. I love that pick. My centre is also my vice captain, and it is Sam Froling.
Okay.
I think coming off a little bit of the Boomers, they're going to have a little more pieces around him this year, so he may not get as many touches, but... One, his body's great. He hasn't missed a game yet in his career. You know exactly what he's going to get. He's going to be playing 31, 32 minutes a game. He's going to be out there being fundamental, playing out of that short role, and I think he's going to have a great year.
No, I like that. Now, SuperCoach doesn't make you technically choose a six-man, but who's your best? Well, if you had to choose a six-man off your bench, who's your number one off there?
Nice. If I had to choose one, it would be Bull Cole, one of the Shooters Pod favourite.
Yep, love it. What's his price?
185. So he's up there on the price range. That's why he's clearly my sixth man. But I'm excited to see what he's going to do. What about yourself?
Best off the bench. That's a tough one, actually. Well, I'll do it in terms of money. I was going to choose this guy anyway, but Gorjak Gak. He's I reckon he'll be. Yeah, I reckon there were games in Brisbane last year. I think we talked about him a bit on here, but he looked very good. So. He's the one off the bench for me. There's a few other exciting faces off the bench as well. Who else have you got?
Well, I'll break it down. My other sneaky favourite pick that I think is going to have a great year, a bounce-back year, they might call it. He's gone to a new team, but an old team, so he's going to feel comfortable. Todd Blanchfield sitting... Oh, that was a good guess.
Damn it.
But Todd Blanchfield sitting at $100,000, that was a bargain that I couldn't snap up. I had to snap up, so I'm excited. He had some great games for Illawarra. coming off some booming stuff in the off-season. He was looking great playing on the Gold Coast with Kadee. And so I like that pick, and I think he's going to make me some money.
I think I wish I could shout out the proper person here, but we did like way too early predictions, and like some NBL media and commentators and all that put their submissions in. And for most improved, someone put Todd there, so they're expecting the same thing off a bit of a low year, bounce back.
That.
Yeah,
I like that. We'll run through the rest of your bench. Let's run through it, and I'm excited to pick it apart.
Let's do it. All right, so I'm just going to run it in order. Friend of the pod, well, friend of yours, to be honest, Nick Marshall. I couldn't not put him in there, to be honest. Couldn't not do it. Every time I name a name, you just give me your straight away thought, and then we move on.
Nick
That's
Marshall,
how we do it.
Great pickup, athletic. It's going to be an exciting time. A lot of depth in that wing spot for Adelaide, though, so it's stressful.
True. Ben Henschel. Don't know much about him, but I just love the fact that Perth gave, as you can see, I just get drawn into the young guys. But anyway, I just love that they gave a 20-year-old or whatever it is a full contract spot immediately. So that has to say enough, right? They expect big things from him.
Yep, I think it's a good pick considering last year Coach was not scared to play Michael Harris. So if he's good enough to perform, Coach is going to play a young fella. He's going to back him in. Let's see what he's all about.
All right, Jack Gat, touched on him. My second Tassie Jack jumper on my team now. Take a guess. Don't know why.
Sean McDonald.
Yes.
Great. No, because it hurt me not putting in him. I would have put him in mine. The only reason he wasn't is because I heard Darren's voice saying, not too many Jack jumpers.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll take that one. That's a great guess by you. I don't know why you predicted him straight away, but
because he looked good on the money. He looked good on the money and his role. And so, yeah, that's a good pick. Great pick. To be honest, really, really good pick.
Thank you. And last but not least, just to throw it completely, do my roster just a bit separate. I've gone for a young guy that has not proven himself once again in Trenton Flowers. They promised him like a starting gig. Adelaide, next star, has played a few games, or maybe just one, preseason. I just thought, chuck him in there. If he's gonna
what's his money value at?
115.
115.
Yeah,
not bad. Yes. CJ's gone on record saying he's going to be starting. That means you're at least playing 20 minutes a night, and for 115, that's I like that. That's a nice bit. I might have to make some trades for that.
Well, that's what I was. Yeah, I was just like, okay. And the fact that I was going to say the exact same thing that you just said. If CJ has come out and said he's starting, then you can come off my bench. You can come off bench to my team, but run us through yours.
I like that one. That one's got me thinking. Well, we started off with Bull Qual at 185. I like him. His role is going to continue to increase. Their team, with the imports they've brought in, needs shooting. So I can see Bull Qual playing out there for 33, 34 minutes a game. Guarded, being a beast. Todd Blansfield shoots the 3-ball. He's going to grab O boards. He's going to be rejuvenated after a great off-season on the Gold Coast. My centre, Rob Lowe.
Ooh, okay.
Yep, that's an early injury. I'm hoping he raises the money, trade him out towards the midway through the season.
Businessman.
When Joe Lawal comes back, because obviously he's going to demand a lot of playing time. But I think Rob Lowe is going to have a huge impact to start the season.
I like that pick, sneaky, because he sneakily puts up numbers and consistently at times when he gets on a roll.
Yeah, there was games for New Zealand last year and the year before where when they needed him or early foul trouble in the big, he came on for some sneaky double-doubles. I think he gave us 30 one game, so sheesh, he was out there balling. I got to go an old Jackie here, but I'm excited to see what he does. Isaac White.
Yeah. There's a guy, shout out Matty Gunn in our office. He's one of our graphic designers. For some reason, obsessed with Isaac White. He's just like, when we're talking about fantasy, he's just like, have you got Isaac White? And I'm just like, no. And he was literally upset at this. And also, Matty Gunn, he was the one that, he actually came up with the idea of us doing this on the podcast. So, wow. Matty, hope you're listening. If you're not, then you're just, a fake listener, but that's all right. Yeah, right there. But no, anyway, Matty Gunn expects 23 points on the dot from Isaac White on opening night. No idea where he got that number, but he's like, I'm expecting a big debut for Brisbane.
Wow, there you go, the Isaac White. Well, I'll be cheering if that happens. And then my last pick, who I'm excited to see coming off the World Championship, Flynn Cameron. I think he's going to surprise some people. Cheap at $69,000, and he plays hard, pushes the tempo well. Obviously, it's going to be tough with some really good guard players in his position with Shea, Illy, Delhi, two dogs that are going to play 30-30. But Flynn Cameron has the body and the experience to step into the NBL straight away and have an impact.
I like it. While you were saying that, I was trying to think of teams I've absolutely left out. I've got no Melbourne United on my team. I've got no Brizzy and no Illawarra. I should have got someone from Illawarra because strategically you should probably have someone from every team. Anyway,
is that like some insider news?
No, I just think strategically you should probably, unless you make trades quite often. I don't know. To be honest, I haven't played fantasy in a while, but I feel like it just makes sense. But anyway.
Well, there you go.
I reckon,
it sounds like if you jump into our Shooters Pod League, you have a very high chance of beating us two and taking home a free signed jersey.
No, we fell. Yeah, actually, what do we do if one of us wins? I'll get one of your jerseys. That's great. I can't wait.
Definitely. And if I win, then everyone's got to watch me present myself a jersey.
No, you got to nominate a winner. Anyway, we'll get fans if anyone wants to read out your full team and who has a better team. So I'll start. Just because I want to. Taron Armstrong, Bryce Cotton in the backcourt, Denzel Valentine, Jack McVeigh in the forward, Alan Williams, that's my starting five. And then you got Nick Marshall, Ben Henschel, Gorjak Gak, Sean McDonald, and Trenton Flowers.
I love it. I've got Jordan Crawford, Milton Doyle in the backcourt, Jack McVeigh, Finn Delaney, Sam Froling, that's my starting five. Then we got Bull Quoll, Todd Blanchfield, Rob Lowe, Isaac White, and Flynn Cameron. Give us a vote.
I like it. Give
us a vote. I like it a lot too.
Who bloody won that one? I reckon Flynn Cameron is interesting for you because I don't know. Like I reckon once he does get consistent minutes, great. But I'm not sure when he'll get on. But I could be just wrong in that. But that was fun. I enjoyed that. But yeah, Shooters Pod. Well, I actually already made the league, but I'm not sure how people join it. But apparently you can just search Shooters Pod in SuperCoach. I'll send the invite to you as well, by the way, because right now I'm one of 16. There's only 16 spots, so jump in quick.
Only 16 spots in a league.
Apparently that's all you can. Yeah, that's all you can do. So nice. There you go. The close friends only. First in best dressed. Also, if you can't find Shooters Pod, the league code is 132517. Nice and easy. Just bloody search that, and hopefully you get in. Otherwise, we'll put up a post or something.
Nice, I like it.
Beautiful.
Well, is there anything you would like to wrap up before we end this beautiful episode?
No, I just want to. I look forward to the episode where I'm wearing your signed jersey as our final episode after my victory. That's all.
Bring it on. Blitz on the Gold Coast next week. Let's go. We're all back into it. 19 days away until first NBL game. It's exciting. Yeah. It's just around the corner. Weekly episodes of the Shooters Pod. We promise ya. But we can't guarantee it.
Yeah. We definitely try. We always just let's get on a roll and do it. But life just gets in the way. I think it was my fault the last few weeks. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I was going to say, do you only know that there's 19 days until the season because the NBL put up a graphic with your number as 25 or something? Even though that's not your number, so I don't know.
Well, no, that was 24, but that gave me a good one. But it was actually when I was making my team on the SuperCoach, it told me the exact amount of time before the first day. So
very good. But yes, Gold Coast Blitz. I'm going up next Friday. What time do you guys get there? What day?
Friday.
Do you know what time? Friday. All right. I'll see you around. I'll see you around. Yeah. And quick shout out, Alex Sarr, Perth Wildcats next star, has been playing against G League Ignite in there. I didn't even realise for a while until I saw them over there, but Perth are just in Vegas doing their own thing. Playing against the G League Ignite, and he's played 2 games, and scouts and all this Twitter stuff, people are loving him over there. So he stood out against some other prospects over there on G League Ignite. So very cool. But yes, Blitz, I'll see you up there.